Welcome to Cyber Espresso Podcast, your quick shot of cybersecurity insights with industry leaders. I welcome today's guest, Shannon Noonan, CEO of Hainoon. Shannon, it's my pleasure to host you today.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here today.
So, Shannon, in July, a couple of weeks ago, you hosted a 2 days event, International Cyber Risk Summit. And you call it more than an event, a platform for transformative connection. What was your motivation behind this event? Can you tell us more?
My motivation behind the event is I like to get people together to have a real conversation, right? It is all about having people in the room communicating and solving issues, right? So the environment was a very intimate setting. There was about 150 people there, and we had the speakers there, we had students there, we had specialists. We had people that weren't even in the industry there, all sitting, learning from each other, asking questions, and really getting down to the true conversation. It wasn't just about selling a platform or a
Yeah.
vendor. It was about the real conversation. And that was my motivation. I want to have real conversation. I want people to talk about what's going on and how we can fix it, not just, hey, there's a tool over here we can sell, right? That's the hard part of this, right? We always have tools to sell, but now let's
Sure.
get the real people in the room to talk to students and say, here's what's going on in the world. What do you want to get out of this? What do you want to learn? Right? Let's have the non-security people in the room having the conversation of what can I do for my business or my industry, or I'm an accountant. How do I protect this data? I need to learn more because I want to use these tools out there. So it
Okay.
was
So it's
really
a
the motivation behind it.
different audience, basically bringing them with different motivation instead of bringing the same like-minded individual, they talk the same.
Right. I had everything from business professionals talking about health and wellness, all the
Yeah.
way down to the very technical people talking about how we need to have infrastructure protection and what are we doing to protect our water and our electric grid and so on and so forth. Right. We had a vast group, and it was very exciting.
Amazing. Are you planning to do it next year?
I am actually. I just finally made that decision after breathing for about 2 weeks that I'm going to dive in and do it again. And so I have a lot of people that have been requesting. A lot of people want to participate, and that's the exciting part is who came to the table afterwards. People who weren't even at the event came
Yeah.
up to me and said, "I heard such great things. I would love to participate. I would love to be part of this. What can I do?" Right? So that's the exciting part because that means we're going to get more people
Yeah.
in the room, right? I don't even know how to explain it. Just the fact that I had speakers stay there for 2 days. And you and I know this, right? You have speakers come in, they do their speak, and then they leave.
Oh, yeah.
We had them sitting there for 2 days. The students that participated literally came up to me afterwards and said, "This is the most incredible thing. I was able to talk to people. I was able to find mentors. I was able to get more exposure than I have in a classroom because they had people with real life experience willing to talk to them, right?
Very good.
And even the same with people who are from the industry. They were able to have conversations and network and say, "Hey, I'm having this issue." And they, took it off from the side. So it was just an incredible experience.
It's great. Congratulations again. So, Shannon, you describe compliance not merely as a requirement, but a catalyst for operational excellence and strategic growth. It's a powerful statement. Can you expand on
I am a big proponent of sitting there saying compliance is not an overhead expense. It's a revenue generating tool, right? It is a catalyst, right? We should be, as security professionals, as industry experts, showing how compliance can teach us how to become secure, right? It doesn't mean you're secure, right? Just because you go and get some certification doesn't mean, or attestation, or whatever it is that you get, doesn't mean you're secure. But we should be leveraging what is being required, whether it's law, regulation, customer need, to then come back to it and say, look, it's driving revenue. It's meeting a requirement so you don't get a fine. But here's really what we need to do to protect the entire environment, not just one side of the coin, right? Because a lot of these things are just protecting a box, not everything, right? And as we know from hacks, the hacks aren't happening necessarily in your production environment that's being audited or meeting compliance needs. It's going through your help desk. It's going through your HVAC system. It's going through some email where the accountant clicked a phishing link. So how do we make sure all of these elements are being done properly? That's why you should use compliance as a tool to sit there and say, well, how can we apply this to everywhere, right? Apply once and impact many, right? Versus just applying it to a very specific world. And that's one of the things I work with organizations is how do I speak the business language and interpret and apply security and compliance to the business? How can I go to the CFO and explain to them why this is important versus just theoretically another overhead expense and it's scary world, right? No, let's apply it to why it's driving revenue. Let's show if you didn't have this, you would have other impacts, right? And so those are the things that we're working to help, right? Show the analytics behind it, show true experience and examples, right? That's what it gets down to. But this goes back to KPIs and other things. This is what the CFO talks about. What's my KPI? How is this hitting my revenue goals? How am I growing? How am I reducing costs, right? I got to be able to explain all of those and show it from a security standpoint and compliance standpoint. So I think compliance is a great catalyst because it can show those things, but it also can get the company much more secure.
Yeah, yeah, very good. So, as a strategic business advisor and compliance architect, how AI is redefining your role?
AI, you got to take advantage of it. If you don't jump into the AI pool, you're going to be in trouble. So what is it doing? It's actually it's been interesting. It's two sides of a coin. It's great because it helps automate things. It helps make things faster. It makes me much more efficient, right? But at the same time, it's very risky because people are diving in without all of the protocols in place, right? You're hearing people loading up data to have it generate something faster and assess it, but they didn't put any controls in place. So all of a sudden, all this data that's supposed to be protected and segmented and not allowing others to have access to, everybody has access to, right? Because you put it into the tool now, everyone can get to it, right? So what are we doing? So it's twofold, right? I'm working with the teams to make sure we protect and secure the data, while at the same time, I'm working with them to implement the right solution. What can we do to be better and sophisticated and run on lean teams? Us lean teams need this. We need enhancements. We need efficiency. So it's all about doing it the right way.
Perfect. So, Shannon, I appreciate your time. I don't want to take a lot of your time, but thanks for your insights. Thanks for your availability. It was my pleasure to host you.
This was great. Thank you so much for having me. And I look forward to hopefully doing this again with you.
Absolutely. Take care. Thanks,
Thank you.
Shannon. Bye bye.